So technically the show has already started.
Uh-huh.
I just like to take intentional breathers at the beginning.
Okay.
Just to get all the jitters out.
Okay.
Because no matter how many times I've done this, I still get nervous.
Uh-huh.
Can you believe that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still get nervous. Even when I'm performing, I've been performing locally throughout the country, abroad, internationally for 12 years now.
Okay.
And every time I have a performance, it's usually in the evening, I don't eat the whole day.
Oh, wow.
Until after the performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your body's used to that.
I mean, I don't know if my body's used to it is the right word.
Yeah.
I just think it's something I have to do to manage the jitters.
I don't know how I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think I could give my professional intro now.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to give my intro now. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Free, with another episode of Free Lunch, sponsored by the really cool orthodontist office, Dobie and Rollins Orthodontics, helping you love your smile. And my man, Rojan Miller, if you're looking for real estate advice, how to purchase that home or trying to sell your home, Rojan Miller, the man to hit up. Make sure you check out our sponsors' links in the description of this episode. But today is all about Kimberly Turner. Kimberly, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. And yourself?
I'm doing well. A very long day
good.
today.
Yes.
It's at the end of my day. I'm tired. My back's hurting.
Yes.
I was helping my wife move out of my mother-in-law's furniture out of her apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother-in-law recently passed. So we had all that work to do.
Yeah.
So
I know that.
that's been tough.
I know the feeling.
But yeah, my feet hurt, my back hurt. I'm ready to go to sleep, but I could not wait to get here with you. And so this was the climax of my day. Even though, ideally you'd like for the climax of your day to be something in the middle, hopefully.
Right.
But if you got to look forward to it all the way to the end, I think that's cool too, because at least I'll go to sleep and have sweet dreams of a cool ending to the day.
Great.
So we are here at now is it the Bougie Boutique or is it the Bougie Thrift Boutique?
Bougie Thrift Boutique.
Bougie
yes.
Thrift Boutique.
Bougie Thrift Boutique, yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Also, thank you for hosting the Free Lunch Podcast here in this amazing space. I love what you've done to this space. This is not really when I think of thrift, this is not what comes to my mind.
Uh-huh.
I think of the, rusted metal racks at Salvation Army or the Goodwill store that, is the rinky-dink stuff.
Yeah.
That's what, I think most people hear when they hear the word thrift.
Thrift, yes.
Right?
Yes,
but this is the bougie thrift.
Yes, the bougie thrift.
The bougie thrift.
Yes.
So first, maybe just share with the audience, with myself, just a little bit about you, who you are, and then how did you get to a name for your place like Bougie Thrift Boutique? What does that mean?
Okay. Well, when I say bougie, as I say Bougie Thrift Boutique.
Well, no, don't give them that part yet. First, let us know who you are. Give our audience the intro to Kimberly.
Okay. Well, I'm Kimberly Turner. As coming up with the Bougie Boutique, am I had it right? It's I came up with the name Bougie Boutique as the thrift part of it. My mom worked for the ministries for many, many years, giving clothes away to people that was in need of clothes. She ran a ministry that gave clothing away. So as I was, going and visit my mom, I used to always say, I want to do this one day. I'm going to open me a thrift shop. And the reason why I said bougie, it's not, when I said bougie, people says, bougie? I'm not bougie, but I'll come visit. When I say bougie,
I'm not bougie, but I'll come
visit. When I say bougie, it's the bougie of the shop, of how I present the bouginess of.
So people
shop.
who are not bougie, and people who are, if you are actually bougie, you can't come.
Yes, come in and
check
check out the bougie shop. when I say bougie of the shop, I mean it's like you said. When they come in, they don't think of it as this like this. They're looking for when you say thrift, cluttered. I want it to be open so people can, see things better and not be so overwhelmed when you walk in a store that's full of, things.
Yeah.
Me, myself, I'm a shopper. And when I go places, so when I thought of the bougie shop, I wanted to open it up and treat people the way I wanted to be treated as if I came into their establishment. So I wanted to, bring a smile on somebody's face. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah.
Welcome to the bougie. And when you're saying bougie, they like bougie. So I want to make it look a little bougie as you shop and enjoy the experiment of my.
I mean, well, some of the I think that's a good place to start with any business. Like you kind of put yourself in the consumer seat, right? You go, hey, what do I want to experience when I go to the store? Now, sometimes some of the things we want to experience are just like unreasonable for some of us. You know what I mean? Like,
true. Yes, true.
we could be a bit extra in that way,
right?
But for you, like, just with your average shopping experience, what are one of those things that you think of when you go to a store? Like, how do you want to be treated?
Greeting someone with a smile. First of all, is greeting someone with a smile. Treat them as how you want to be treated when you walk in. Hello, welcome to the Bougie Boutique. Can I help you? That brings your business a long way when you treat people the way you want to be treated. I love people. I'm a people person. I love to talk, and as I shop out, I'm speaking, I'm talking to all kinds of people because that's just me.
Yeah,
I love people. I like the thought of the Bougie Boutique because I could bring more people in. Hopefully,
Bougie Thrift Boutique.
Bougie Thrift Boutique. Let me correct that.
Yes.
The Bougie Thrift Boutique, and I could bring people in. Hopefully, they come in to see the Bougie Boutique, and I could bring a smile to their face, and hopefully, they enjoy what they see.
I think I love the name. I got to be honest with you. Coming in here, I don't think I was 100% sold on the name.
Yes.
But I think I'm like sold now because at first I was like, you know what? I think it should have just been Bougie Boutique. But then I was like, you know what? Bougie Thrift Boutique? It sounds inclusive. I think that's what I'm feeling now. I feel like I can be bougie or I could be thrifty.
Absolutely.
And I can still be welcome here.
Absolutely.
I think that's the idea.
That's it. Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Bougie
absolutely.
Thrift Boutique.
Boutique. Yeah.
Hashtag BTB.
Great prices for the bouginess that you get. Great prices for the bouginess of
Great prices
of the thrift
for the bougie.
Yes.
I love it.
Great
and just some of the
prices.
things that I'm seeing, because like some of our audience on, if you guys are listening to this episode, you can only watch full videos of our episodes on Spotify. So everywhere else, like Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, everywhere else people listen to the podcast, they don't get to see the video. Of what's happening. So for those of you who are listening, I'm going to do you a favor, right? I'm going to get really descriptive for you so you can kind of use your imagination, like Tabitha Brown. She has this show, this cartoon me and my daughter watch all day. And they have this part of the song and they're like, imagination, imagination. All right. I digress. But anyways, okay. So when you come in here, instantly, like the focal point of the shop is this beautiful, lush purple carpet here in the center of the room. Nice, polished hardwood floor underneath. And then just on top of the carpet, you have these beautiful, like, suede, what is this, like mustard?
Velvet.
Mustard color or
mustard velvet,
yellowish, like velvet.
Yes.
Chairs.
Pop it out.
It's amazing. I love it. So then, you kind of circle around the place, your eyes wander around the room, and you have these like gold racks, like still industrial kind of vibe racks going on. I love that. I love the gold pop. And you see things like the items around, like that's one thing to have a name, right?
Yes.
Bougie Thrift Boutique. Right? It's another thing to like want to have this idea of thrifty pricing and bougie still like the, a high end and really nice swag to the products and not actually have it. Like you could
Yes.
just throw bougie name on top of anything.
Right.
Right. But
Correct.
a lot of the items that I look around, they really do look bougie.
Yes,
Like they look
yes.
like some really awesome items. I mean, we got like, there's like some crushed velvet red like jumpsuit over here in one spot. I see some pearls over here, a Gucci bag, we got some like gold dresses around it. Like there's some pretty cool things around this. Now, I am definitely not the shopping type in my home. You know, I've been like team Amazon like lately. I think it's just because I hate just the like busyness of shopping areas in person.
Yes.
And because the places that I tend to like to shop, because I am a thrifty shopper, are the places that are like really congested. They have a lot of people because the prices are good, right? So that's the part about shopping that I hate. So I'm like, I'll just go on Amazon and find something. But what I think what's cool about most boutiques, right? I think this is a thing that is probably common with any boutique, is that they're usually not crowded spaces,
right?
And you can kind of feel like you have that as a consumer, as the customer, you can feel like there's a bit more degree of like attention being paid to you.
Yes.
And I imagine, I hope, you know, that's something that you're able to capitalize on the owner here, is really like just give people, you know, that moment in time to feel seen.
Yes.
Past the monetary exchange that's happening.
Wind it down a little before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, so I mean, what are like, is that something that you kind of like thought out when kind of envisioning this whole model?
Yes, I did. You know, like I said, there's times I walk in stores and I'm like, I'm so tired. I want to get something out of there, but I'm so tired. I just need to sit a minute, gather my thoughts, and, you know, before I get out there and go do my shopping. And sometimes I just need a cold drink, a drink or something, just to.
Girl, you should have brought your cold drink inside the soda.
You know, but you know.
Where your tumbler at?
So as you know, here you come in, and sometimes, you know, maybe you might want a hot cup of coffee or something before you get going and get yourself, gather your thoughts and all to get shopping. And that's what I do when I go out. You know, I look for that. But so in my establishment here, I will, you know, have something like that for you, that if you need a cold drink or a cup of coffee or something, just to wind yourself down while you're looking around.
So you know that that's something that you want for yourself when you're out shopping, right?
Right.
But if you haven't received that before, a lot of times business owners can have like a desire for something they wish to roll out and extend to their customer. Because they haven't experienced it, they don't know how to roll it out. Right. So what was your kind of experience base in how you plan to roll it out? Like, is it one, something you've experienced before, so I know how to take a chapter out of that book? Or is it something that you've not experienced before, but because of maybe a part of your upbringing or experience in other maybe parts of business in your family, maybe that's how you know how to roll it out as a business owner?
It's something that I want to start to roll out, to put out there.
But where do you get the knowledge to like know how to do that? Do you just kind of like draw it from just literally just thinking about what you want?
A lot of this in me comes from my mom. A lot of this in me.
She's a business owner?
No, but my mom was a woman of God, and she instilled a lot in me about a lot of things. So the person I am is from my mom. You know, how my heart, I have the heart, like you said, I wear my heart on my sleeve sometimes, but it's just that I'm a person that cares a lot, you know, for things. And I want to see people, how would I say it? I want to see people be treated for who they are, and how, you know, they should be treated with respect and just a little, probably, you know, just showing that someone do care to listen for a conversation or something before you even get going with your, you know, with your time in my shop before you shop around or whatever. You know, people walk in, they have things to talk about, and people don't have time to listen. See, if you come in the bougie shop, I'm going to have the ears to listen. If you want to, you know, come in and...
So what is what's the like sort of like anticipated hours that like the boutique will be open, like, for business?
Well, my hours would be like from Tuesday to Saturday. It'd
Okay.
be from 10 to 6
Okay.
during the week, yes. And like on weekends, I'll be closed Sunday and Monday, and I'll be open Tuesday through Saturday.
How does
Those are the
your
hours.
how does your is this the first time you've actually opened like a clothing store
Yes.
or a storefront
Yes,
at all?
yes.
First
This
time?
is my first time with all this. Yes.
But is this your first time being a entrepreneur though?
No,
Like, have you had other business?
Well, I do a home service business,
Okay.
and this is the second
Yeah.
little business, but that's total different from this storefront
Absolutely.
business. Yes.
So I mean, like, how do you make like, because you're still going to be doing the home service business, right?
Yes.
How do you make time to like mentally to like make room for this? I mean, this is like a big take on. Like, it seems like it could be. You're saying this is business number 2, but this looks like it has the potential to be business number 1.
Right.
Like, really
Absolutely.
expand and grow. Like, so how do you just mentally make room for like a whole nother endeavor?
Yeah, it's just something I always wanted to do. I went on it with my faith, and I'm here, and I'm gonna make it work. And
Do you have like family or friends?
I have
that you...
family and friends that will help me out with.
No. I was gonna ask. Do you have like family and friends who, like, along your entrepreneur journey, like whether with the home service or even with this like new venture, do you have like friends who like look at you and see what you're about to do, like after you maybe talk to them and tell them your idea, and they're like, Kim, I don't know if you're gonna be...
Oh yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, like how
with the bougie
Yeah,
thrift
how you gonna
boutique?
do that? How you gonna do this and do
How do you
that?
respond to that when people are like, I don't think you, I don't know. They don't want to sound directly negative, right?
Right,
But you know how the language sound, like you can hear the unsurety in their voice, and it doesn't sound like they're convinced or believe that you're capable of taking on this. Like, how do you respond?
Have to show them. I just put that one.
No,
foot
tell me
in
what
front.
you say. Like, what's your like in the
I'm
moment?
like, I'm gonna do it. I could do it. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. Somehow it's gonna work. I'm gonna make it work. Yes.
So when you hear that, like people who are unsure and they're shaky, has that ever in your entrepreneur journey ever like kind of like rattled you and just kind of made you nervous even a little bit?
Yeah, because I put it off several times. Put it off, and I was like,
Put it off because people like, were like, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. Or something?
Yeah, and it kind of made you like, do I really? Yeah, they might.
It makes you unsettled,
and it
right?
Made me a little. Yeah, but then I was like, you know what? No, I want to do this, and I gotta make this work. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah,
go for it, and try to just maneuver, with home.
But you know what? I've heard some people say, like, I think I've heard a number of entrepreneurs that I know. Some people think that when you have those, like, whether it's a close family or a close friend, when people are saying those things, a lot of times people say, you know what? You should take that as a sign, Maybe God is speaking to you through that person and they're trying to give you wisdom and tell you, hey, that's not wise, Kim. You shouldn't go open that Bougie Thrift Boutique. You need to focus on just this. What do you say to people who think that way? That, hey, you know what? You should listen to those close people to you because, hey, that's probably the voice of God, and maybe you shouldn't take that leap. But you feel in your spirit that, hey, no, that's what I feel like I'm being called to do. Like,
spoken to me told me to take that step. So I went ahead and made this move. Because it was...
So Kim is going, look, God is talking, I'm talking directly to God myself.
Yes, so I'm going with
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm going through it with, God. I have my talks and conversations with God. God, if you see a sign I can't do this, let me know. So far, my sign has been good, and I'm here.
And do you have kids?
I do. My kids are grown. I have one 34 and 24 and 2 grandkids.
Wow. Any of them in business with you?
No.
Are they entrepreneurs themselves?
No. My daughter's, she's a social worker.
They're like, I don't want that hustle for me.
No. They want.
They're like, Mom, you got that hustle all by yourself.
Yes. Well, you know how kids are.
I want to collect my regular check.
You know how kids are today, yeah. They don't want to put the hard work in. They don't want to put the work in.
You know what? Let me give some of the youth out there a break. I think sometimes it's just they want to put the hard work in. They rather just put it into a consistent source they could bank on every week that's going to pay them. Like
Yeah.
some young people, they work very hard at their jobs.
Right, true.
Working for
true.
someone else.
But true.
And then working very hard for yourself is a whole nother animal.
I try to tell them, in today's world, you got to always keep something going.
Yeah.
You got to keep something going to keep yourself going. You got to keep yourself going.
So have you all, I mean, how long have you been an entrepreneur? From like even the home service to like.
From the home service, I started in 2018.
So before that, you weren't an entrepreneur, like didn't have any other.
No, I worked
So it
in
took
the
you a
medical
while.
field for
Okay.
over 40 years. Yes.
So maybe that's the route your kids are right, you know?
Yeah. So they're
You what we were calling the entrepreneur circle. You're a late bloomer. You're late
Right.
to the party.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, you
Right.
just got
So-
here in 2018. Man.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I'm all new to it.
You
yes.
know, we've been shaking
And
our
I've
head
been
at you for a
wanting
couple
to.
decades, going, "Hey,
Right.
when you gonna come?"
I've been wanting to, and that's why I said I kept putting it off, and I was like, let's go.
What
Get it
prompted
and
that in
move.
2018? Like, where'd that come from?
COVID. When everybody got sick with the COVID, it was
This is before COVID, 2018.
Well, 2018, yeah, but this is when honestly COVID started, 2018. But
okay.
Yeah, because that 2019 right there at the
yeah.
beginning is when everything hit it. So
that's what made you go, you know what? I think I want to work closer to people who are sickly.
right, well,
That
and
seems
then
crazy to
work
me.
more for myself because I can, I work for myself.
Yeah.
So I'm working with people, building relationships with people.
But why not just
instead of a big
keep getting that like guaranteed income working for somebody else?
Well, it's guaranteed income working for myself too.
How? It's so many like unknown variables when you work for yourself.
That's true, but if you could do it for somebody else, you can do it for you too. You got to. It's not easy.
It's
to
not.
do it by yourself, but hey, sometimes, like I say, you got to put that foot in front and.
I think you
foot in
just
front of the
have
other.
some like gigantic faith going on over here. You're just,
I'm
your
I'm big in
entire
my
rhetoric
faith.
just
I'm
sounds
big in my
different
faith.
than me.
I'm really big
than like
in my
what I've
faith.
heard other people sound like. She's like, if you could do it for somebody else,
Yeah, no,
young buck, you could do it for you. It could be guaranteed for you.
Absolutely. Why, if I can do exactly what I'm doing for them, for me?
I love that. That's
why
some
not
like that's
do
some
it?
next level faith right there.
Yes.
Because usually, like, I think that's the kind of like thing we end up just accepting in the culture of entrepreneurship is we just go, hey, we accept this idea that entrepreneurship means unknown. And we just accept it. But I think, how the saying goes, right? As a man thinketh, so is he, right?
Right.
The way, how you continue to think, that's what will be your reality, essentially.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you keep telling yourself that being an entrepreneur means my whole life is going to be unknown and my money's going to be unknown, I guess that's what you will experience.
Yes.
But if you tell yourself like Kim over here said, it's like,
Right.
look, if I could get a guaranteed check from the
Yes.
man, I can get a guaranteed check for
me.
myself.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm gonna start telling
It's
myself,
out there
hey,
for
listen,
me.
listen, all y'all entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah, for real.
Listen, our money could be guaranteed. Let's let that be the new wave that we injected into the atmosphere coming out our mouth right now.
That's it.
Entrepreneurship
Yes. Speak
does
it.
not mean
Speaking in
unknown.
existence. Yes.
It's guaranteed out here.
Speak it. Yes, speak it in existence.
Right
Yes,
now.
Absolutely.
Get me hot up in here. I love that.
Yes. And that's where I took off with it.
Now, even having like the faith and like the guaranteed mindset, okay, I'll give you that, Kim. But tell me, do you have like a part of the journey that makes you just afraid or nervous?
Yes, I did.
I mean, you must have days where you're just like nervous. Or,
Even after.
what are the things that get you nervous about being in business for yourself?
Good question.
I tell you what it is for me. I'll go first. I like taking the hard questions on first. For me, every time I go into the studio, here's how my morning starts. Because we have the 1-year-old now at home, for those who've been following the show, I get up in the morning with the wife and kids about 6 to get the older kids off to school on the school bus. The baby, she's usually beating them at like 5 a.m. I usually go run and throw a bottle in her mouth, tell her hush up for another half hour, just so I could get some more snooze. And then I'm up. Wife is up. She's handling the older kids. I'm up. I may be trying to get the baby bag ready because I'm getting ready to take her to the studio every day, right? So I'm packing up the baby bottle. I got the diapers checked, powder, all that. I keep a really like a big storage closet in the studio. So that has most of like everything else she needs, like food, kitchenware, her spoons, all that stuff. We got this big portable playpen in the studio.
Okay. Everything.
There's 3 big screen TVs in the studio, so she's got whatever TV she could watch her cartoons while I'm working on the other TV. But when I get into the studio, maybe anywhere between 8 and 9 a.m. Depending on how I'm dragging my feet.
Yes.
How late I stayed up the night before. And what really makes me nervous? I won't say afraid. And maybe nervous isn't always the right operative word, but it's a heightened sense of things. I can't explain it, but what keeps me hyper alert, maybe that's the word. Sometimes nervous fits right. Sometimes anxious is the right word.
Yes,
but I'll say
anxiety,
hypersensitivity, maybe, right? I get that feeling because in my mind, maybe it's the fact of having in studio right there next to me. One of the biggest whys of why I'm driven so hard and why I'm pursuing the success for the business is because one of the whys are literally in arm reach, staring at me all day. And so where other business owners and entrepreneurs who are juggling maybe a full-time job and they have their entrepreneur thing on the side and they're trying to grow it, they're trying to pursue their passion, their vision, they have similar whys. It's their family, for the benefit of their family, the benefit of their children. But for most people, that why is out of sight. Not necessarily out of their mind, but it's out of sight. And so they can get through a good chunk of their work day while they're grinding and hustling and not, feel that intensity of it's almost like the why is breathing faintly on the hairs on the back of my neck every moment, and it's constantly like nudging me, not harshly,
yes,
but just ever so gently to keep going. And the anxiousness that I feel, the nervousness that I sometimes feel, is that what if I let her down? What if I let the why down? So for you guys listening, for whatever your why is, right? Sometimes the why is not a person. Sometimes the why is just a mission. And you could have the same feeling maybe. If what if I let the why down? I think it reminds me kind of like the parable of the talents in the Bible, right? You have the one, one, they take it and they double, the talent of what they were given, and another person does this with it, and the other person, they take it and they bury it, right? It was out of that nervousness and fear of, what if I ruin it? What if I mess it up? So let me bury it and leave it as, and it never goes anywhere. It doesn't do anything because we don't dare to traverse the anxious, sometimes unsettling path of entrepreneurship, of the vision that isn't maybe always so clear. And so I think ultimately I've become grateful for the why being there so close to me. I think I've learned how I told you, I don't know if we were recording already at the beginning of the show when I mentioned the always performing for so many years, but still getting nervous, right?
Yes.
And you were like, well, does that make it better? Or maybe that makes you feel better. And I'm like, nah, it doesn't really make me feel better.
Right.
That I like don't eat before I perform. I just simply have learned to be okay with that and still know how to keep the ball going. Like, this is what allows me to be successful. This is what allows me to get the job done. I know I have to do this with my body. I know I have to, wait before I do this, before I eat. I know, make sure I get a lot of water in. And so, you train yourself to kind of, be able to, mitigate those factors. But All right, now you. I'll pass the mic to
And
you,
that's
Kim.
where I'm at.
What's
with
the
it
what's the moments when you do feel any anxiety? Like where does that come from for you?
I do. I get a lot of anxiety with it, and I sit and I think all the talks that I had with my mom about doing this, and she always had that why. Like, how could you do this and with what you're doing now? When you're gonna have the time, Kim, and you gotta kind of slow it down a little bit, but at the same time, I was like, I could manage it with working out my hours here and then having somebody here. And then when I can get availability, I'll be here also.
Yeah.
So it's just working around everything. That's just life in general. You work around things and you try to work it out where it fits for you and your family, and you just work through with everything.
Yeah.
With me, you give it a shot. You work with it and see how things work with it. Don't work this way. You do it another way. You just try to work it so it works together.
Yeah.
It is tough. It's really tough. I mean, it's been tough. My kids are older and grown now. I got grandkids. I got 2 grandkids now that I would like to get them in here and just let them see the feeling of what entrepreneuring is and how they could become and do things on their own too, and
no, I love that. We got to find a way to include the younger people, coming in. So that's always cool.
And like I said, and today it's like just if you have a vision of it, go for it. I say go for it and see what comes out of it. You make it work. I've been wanting to do this for so long. As a young girl, I always, like when my mom, like I said, worked in the ministry and giving, I was like, I want to do this one day. I always like helping out.
Yeah.
It's always been there with me. Like I like to, all right, if I can come in here, someone help you out, you can't get what you need and I can help you, I'm going to try to help you out. That's just the type of person I am. I love people. I love helping. I love seeing people, helping people make it. Let's all make it if we could,
Let's all eat.
Let's all eat. That's it.
Right.
Let's all eat. That's it. Let's help one another eat.
Let's all eat out here.
That's it.
So what is left? Is there anything left before like the grand opening? Do we have a grand opening?
Yes,
date?
my grand opening will be October 8th to the 6th on a Sunday. And
on a Sunday.
Yes.
All right. So right after the church service, y'all.
Yes. Yep.
Come on over here to the Bougie Thrift Boutique.
Yes. Come by and see what I got.
86 Campbell Avenue, West Haven.
Campbell Avenue, West Haven.
Connecticut.
Yes. Yep.
If you're in the tri-state area, come on now.
Anywhere around October 8th, come by and say hello.
Come fill one of these plush chairs.
Yes, come on in.
The smooth fabric.
Yep.
I could fall asleep.
Celebrate
in this chair,
with me opening up.
Yes. So, I mean, what is the, like, place, do you get, like, how do you source the stuff that people see here? Like, so, is it like, your average thrift store? People just be dropping off bags and stuff all day long or something?
No, I won't.
I imagine you got to be, like, selective to some degree, right?
I'm going to be very
because this is the bougie thrift.
Yes,
this is not just a thrift shop.
Right.
So don't be coming in here dropping off y'all clothes with ripped sleeves and hole in your T-shirt.
Yes.
This is not that place.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And there'll be there's only certain days that I will accept donations.
This is what we call curated thrift items.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
These items is curated.
Yes.
All right? Yes. I like it. Now, yes. I even see, so you have like women's and men's stuff.
Yes.
I noticed that. Mm-hmm. I see some nice brands here, right, guys? Listen, fellas, out here, I don't know, I know some of the fellas, maybe they might be put off by the bougie part, right?
Yeah.
But fellas, we love a good thrift. We love a bargain. Especially, even if it's for the wife, for your wifey.
Yes.
Some of y'all ain't got a wife yet. You got a wifey, all right, it don't matter. Find something for her, your pretty young thing, your PYT.
Come check us out. We got it.
Okay. Whether you like the Gucci, the fur, the pearls, your purple, golds, greens, it's all in here. You guys got to see this place, especially those who can't see this video, man. And if you can't see this video, you should be subscribed on Spotify right now. Anyways, free lunch, FRII, lunch, free food for your soul. Kim, before I let you go, right?
Yes.
So every episode, or just about everyone, sometimes I get a little, I get beside myself. The conversation gets so robust, and I just forget. But for most of the shows, um, it's the podcast is called Free Lunch, Free Food for Your Soul. So I like to give the guests an opportunity to leave the audience with something they feel is edifying for the soul, that they want the audience to take away from the show, that they want the audience to be able to remember after they cut off the podcast and they go throughout their rest of their day, their journey as an entrepreneur, as a family person, family man, family woman, or a young person. What is it that you want to leave the people with today that could be edifying for their soul?
This was my first podcast, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed sitting here talking with you about my Bougie Thrift Boutique.
Thank you.
I really did. And for my soul of it, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed sitting here talking with you. And I don't know, I hope everyone come by, check me out.
But do you have something that you feel could be like a nugget of advice or something you want the audience to remember?
Yes.
When they leave from this episode, listening to what we've talked about tonight, that's the part.
If you have a vision, go for it. Don't give up. Don't listen. Keep that vision. Stay with it. Do it. Give it a risk. Go for it. That's what I would say.
All right, now.
Go for it.
Go for it. I heard what she said. I usually try to follow up with one myself, but I'm gonna let that one marinate for y'all. You have a vision, go for it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, go for it.
You heard me? Go for it. Mm-hmm. That's it. I love it.
That's it. Go for it.
We gonna drop the mic on him like that?
Yeah.
That's how we gonna leave it?
Go for it.
Well, thank you so much, Kimberly, for having me.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you for allowing me to rub my nice socks on this plush carpet. I don't know if you guys are able to see my socks in the video. I made sure I only had a little bit of the floor showing, but these are my Mario Brothers socks. Thank goodness I didn't wear the ones that I have holes in them. Then I would have been embarrassed
on the carpet.
No, but no, these are my comfy socks. But until next time, again, thank you so much, and that is free lunch, free food for your soul, y'all. Peace.